What is going on, y'all? Safe, pleasant New Year's Eve. So I hope and wishing you all a safe, pleasant New Year's of 2022. In this video, shout out to Queen South and everyone that tunes into the live streams. Alan, Lewis, everyone. I appreciate all of you. Jaz, Desire, Desiree. I appreciate every single person, really. But shout out to Queen South on this, because you mentioned 'tis the season for the narcissist or the emotionally unavailable or the manipulative or the users, the toxics, the negatives. You ain't lying. You telling it like it is, Queen South, for real. And I wanted to say this real quick. I just had a situation that I had to exit myself out of. Because, again, I've been saying this for over 2 years now, y'all. It's going on 3 years of me talking about this stuff. Now, I've been on my self-care journey for 3 years. I've been talking about this stuff in detail on my YouTube channel for over 2 years in detail. And I just want to hit it again. As you get older, or as I'm getting older, I should say, I'm not wasting my own time anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not spending time, staying in situations where the expiration date has already came. I don't have time for that. And that's how I know, thank the Lord, thank the universe, thank the ancestors, thank the energy, thank my healthcare insurance, thank the therapists, my counselors, thank my accountability. Granted, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I still have a very long way to go. I acknowledge my own toxicities, my own problems. But I just want to say thank goodness, okay? Thank goodness. Because I'm nowhere near where I was 3 years ago, and I'm going to say it. It's wild. It's wild seeing it, because now, if I'm getting agitated, I'm feeling off, I'm literally sitting up here witnessing red flag after red flag after red flag. People, listen to me, y'all, on this, on some real stuff. This is some advice, all right, from lived experience. When it comes to dealing with people, and you already know it's a specific demographic that just seems to do it all the time. But in general, when it comes to dealing with people, pay attention to people's actions. Pay attention to people's actions. Because people can talk all day. People can say this is what they stand for. This is how they are. They can say A, B, C, D, E, whatever sounds good. And whatever they think that you want to hear, right? They can say everything, but then their actions don't match. So for me, and I really do believe it's as I'm going through therapy and counseling, but it's also because, in my opinion, it's also because I'm getting older. And it's like literally 2022, I'll be 30. Lord willing, universe willing, ancestors willing, I will be 30. I don't have time to repeat the same shit that I was doing in my 20s. You know what I mean? I just don't have time. And I refuse to. I'm not finna be dealing with that. You sometimes you really do gotta just let people kind of go. And exit on stage left. Don't waste your time. Don't prolong the stay. Like I said, the expiration date has already came. It's already arrived. Let it be done. So to give a little personal experience, I just exited stage left because, again, I'm non-monogamous. I'm non-committal at this point. I'm not looking for, and the thing is, it's because the quality of people, and that's also on me, because that also says a lot about me. That's why 2022, I'm going to take the year and really pull back from a lot of things, and I'll go into detail in another video. So I'm checking my own problems. I'm recognizing there's something wrong with me and been wrong with me, and I still got a long way to go. And I'm checking that, right? But what I'm recognizing is like, I don't want these committed relationships because of the type of people that I'm dealing with. These aren't people that I could ever see myself being with. And then the behaviors that I'm seeing that makes me realize these are not the type of people that I can see myself being with. All right. Again, it's the very beginning stages of getting to know somebody, and you already are coming in with red flags, and I'm able to notice. And again, when it comes, and I'm just going to say this, in my experience, preference, disclaimer, in my experience dealing with cis men and masculine people. That includes trans men, trans masculine folks, masculine, women, etc., masculine people. But in particular, dealing with cis men, in my experience, it's always bullshit. It's always using. It's always negative and toxic. So I recognize, for me, I'm not having a good experience here. So I'm taking my, I'm owning my own shit as well, right? So what I mean by stop wasting your own time and exit stage left early, with this particular person, it's like, number one, you came in on some slick shit. Off rip, you was talking about, well, let's hang out. Okay. You come over. I always instantly, even on the first go around, I'm paying for the food. And I'm thinking, whatever, right? I'm grown. I'm an adult. No big deal. But what ends up happening is, and I'm noticing this, he would sit up and talk about how his friends were using him, and, oh, well, people just be using folks, and, they'll use up all your weed. They don't match the weed. They don't do this. I always got to do this for them, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I understand, it's really like that out here. People do be taking folks for granted, and stuff is not reciprocated, right? And you're just listening, But as time goes on, you start realizing, nigga, all you've been doing is projecting. You're sitting up here talking about how everybody's using you and using up your money, using up your weed, using up your energy, emotionally dumping on you and not really checking to see if you have the capacity. Yet that's all you do to me, bruh. Your actions are everything that you complaining about. That's exactly what you're doing to me. Again, this person came in assuming off rip, I'm finna be paying for you. Number one, I don't mind paying here and there. I don't. When it's reciprocated effort. But then if we're just getting to know each other, and I'm just going to say this, and I know this may sound toxic, and this may be toxic, depending on how you are, right? And how you view things. But for me, I'm a man, you're a man. I'm not finna be paying for you. Nigga, you pay for yourself. I'm all about going out, getting to know folks, but I just feel like as men, off rip, and then I'm always in these situations where it's like you assume I'm supposed to be paying for you. I mean, this, and then they don't even ask, and then they got the nerve to want to talk about communication. You don't even communicate. You just assume that people finna be paying for you every damn time y'all hook up or see each other. And you don't see how that gets on people's nerves. Then you sitting up conveniently broke 1 minute, because they always got a sob story. So the sob story, woe is me, it's hard for me, blah, 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 da-da-da-da-da. And don't get me wrong, it's hard out here. It is. We're in a pandemic. It's going on 2 years. It's been 2 years. People are losing their jobs. People can't find work. And then there are people who are just straight up fucking lazy. It is what it is. It's a mixture of everything. It's a lot. All right. And I'm just over it. I'm over the using, actions not matching words. And for me, I was just paying attention to all of this. All of this was happening over a course. And was out cold, right? So we connected in July. We didn't really start getting to hanging out more consistently until October. And I already exited on Monday of this week. I don't have time. So that was the 27th. I don't have time. I do not have time. And then when you get older, or I should say as I'm getting older, you spot the bullshit. You spot it. You see it. You check it and get the hell out. Don't waste your time with that. You already been here, done that. And see, that's the thing. Can't play people and it's almost like y'all all are on the same damn, mindset. They all are being programmed by the same chip. Like, damn, everybody got the same microchip on how to be emotionally unavailable, emotionally manipulative, users always thinking somebody else is finna just be taking care of your ass. They want to be kept. They want to be, everybody wants to have a sugar mama, a sugar daddy, a meal ticket. And don't get me wrong, right? If that's what you want, and also if that's what you want to be for somebody, then why don't you two go and meet each other? Why are y'all always coming to folks that don't want to do that? Y'all know what y'all are doing, and it's bullshit. And I'm going to say this before I end this, especially for all the youngins and everybody, it don't really matter, but just to let you know, put you up on game. Social media going to get you caught. That's all I'm going to say. Because I be catching in, like this person, safe sex is important, blah, blah, blah. Yet, you only brought, the numerous times that we've hooked up, I've always been the one supplying the condoms. I've only seen you supply the condoms once or twice. But yet, you always wanted to talk about how important it was. But yet, if I hadn't had the condoms, we wouldn't have had the condoms. So again, your actions don't match your words. That's why I said, when it all boils down to dealing with human beings, with people, look at their actions. That's it. Look at their actions. Because people gonna talk. Like I said at the beginning of this video, people gonna talk all day. But look at their actions. End of discussion. Because people gonna talk and talk and talk all day. But their actions do not match. Okay? Then with another, like I said, it's red flag after red flag. I'm noticing shit. This is really inconsistent. This don't make sense. Another thing is like thinking that somebody's finna be texting you all throughout the day or constantly needing to talk to you all throughout the day. Like, it's little things like that. Like, you don't respect people's boundaries at all. I paid attention to a lot of that. Then we had an incident when we were engaging in sex and we had already had a session, right? And we always were using condoms. Of course, the vast majority of the time, the reason why we were using condoms is because I brought them. One thing about me, I don't play that shit because, again, I already know how it is out here. STIs, STDs, unwanted pregnancies, and everything else in between. I'm good. I don't want that shit. Okay? On top of the fact we in a global pandemic. Okay? And he was like, he didn't want to use a condom at that moment. And really was trying to do that. And I'm like, hell no. Another red flag. That's what I'm talking about. When you see shit is bothering you and you're seeing actions aren't matching words aren't matching actions, it's inconsistencies, you're literally catching them in bullshit. And then if you notice, they always have to come up with some bogus ass excuse after you done already seen the bullshit. And it's the constant gaslighting and manipulation and straight up lying. And it's manipulation. And I don't have time for it. And again, it's jacked up what I'm about to say. But at the same time, it's amazing. Because now I see right through the shit. I see through the shit. And I'm able to exit stage left early on instead of wasting my damn time. I'm not interested, and I'm going to say this. I'm not interested in a build a nigga, build a bitch, build a person workshop. I'm not trying to be nobody's sugar daddy. I'm not trying to be nobody's meal ticket. You're not finna play me and use me and lie and manipulate. And also another thing is, again, like I said, social media gonna get you caught up because you sitting up here every time we would hang out. This person would conveniently be broke and then would spend the previous week leading up to us hanging out talking about how hard everything was. And, I got this, I got that, and the job, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, yeah, I understand. Again, you are compassionate and empathetic, or you have compassion and sympathy. You can relate. You know what I mean? You understand that it's difficult. It's hard out here. And then I'm also thinking in my head, nigga, you're a grown man. Yes, it's hard out here. Yes, you should be able to vent and talk to somebody and receive some help and support and assistance here and there. But you're a grown man. I'm over here taking care of my family. Despite all the dysfunction and toxicity that I've been through with my family, that I put them through, that they put me through, that we've all been through, that's my grandmother, that's my mother. I make sure that I provide and protect, point blank, period. Okay, I'm working a job. I got a side hustle. I'm working around the clock trying to do things. So constantly listening to somebody that's just woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, and noticing how the manipulation is played out, because it's all this woe is me, woe is me, woe is me shit leading up to y'all hanging out. So you already know he's setting this or he, she, they, however they identify, is setting the damn tone for you to feel sorry. Oh my God, it's so hard. Let me go over there and look out for them. Setting the tone already to get you set. You paying for this and paying for that. Anytime we hang out, smoke up all the damn weed. And then he would sit up and talk about how his friends would use him for his weed when you never have weed, bro. Every time we together, we smoking my shit. But when I was spotting it, again, I'm spotting it. And I'm just like, You feel me? And that's what cracks me up about toxic, dysfunctional people, users, manipulators. They always want to sit up and act like they don't understand why people left or why people don't want to deal with them. Nobody wants to be dealing with someone, number one, that's lying and manipulating and who's a fucking user. At least I don't want those things. Okay. And then, like I said, but then the minute I left and we weren't hanging out, this same person all of a sudden would have weed. Buying eighths of weed, going to the bar, going out to drink, hanging out with this, buying jewelry, doing all kinds of shit that includes and requires money. But you could never pay for your own shit whenever we hung out. But you always assumed that I was going to be, this nigga would literally walk into the store, grab his shit, and just knew I was paying for it. Shit was wild. Now, granted, I did pay for it. Now, this is where I take ownership and accountability, and I have to own up to my own behaviors. I did pay for it. But I always knew in my head, like, this is not what I want, and I don't need this. And I'm out the door. And that's what I did, and I do not feel bad about doing it. And I'm going to keep saying this. When it comes to this shit, this is why I'm non-monogamous, especially in the dating scene. You can't put all your eggs in one basket because you don't want to become too emotionally involved with a dead end. And a lot of times, like I've been saying, the red flags be there and people just ignore and ignore and ignore. And my thing is this, as I get older and I'm breaking from that codependency, I'm getting boundaries, I'm recognizing my worth, I'm also checking my own shit and holding myself accountable. I'm realizing if this is the very beginning of us getting to know each other and you're already basically a liability, a red flag, I already got to be providing and protecting, you just another damn person that's on me, I don't want that. Because why would I think it's going to get any better? And I'm just keeping it real. If you can already see the bullshit from the very get-go, why would I want to continue to be on this bullshit train with you? Now, I'm not saying that who knows, maybe you'll get your life together and realize that's not how you do shit and come back anew in a year or 2, 3, 4, 5 years, who knows? But at this current moment in time, at this present time, I don't have time for this. And that's what I mean by you got to value yourself. You have to respect yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable. Okay? Stop ignoring the damn red flags, y'all. And again, shout out to Queen South. The dust buckets, the dusties, the dustianas, the dust folks. Shout out to Walter Lee Hampton II. The homosexuals, and you feel me? The users and the manipulators is out here. Okay? Again, pay attention to people's actions. Okay? Listen to what, stop putting everything into what they're saying. Look at what they're doing. All right? I'm out.